In this video I'm going to make a beat sampling a random spot from this cassette, Vivaldi, The Four Seasons. So I'm going to walk you through my whole process of making this beat. If you are a beginner sampler, I would suggest you try to sample classical music, because there are no drums usually, and there's no vocals usually, and if you struggle to find the key of the songs you're sampling, it's usually in the liner notes or on the back of the record if it's a vinyl. And so this is Concerto Number 1 in C and G minor. All the keys is just listed in the liner notes, which is great for beginners. If you are pushing 40 like me, you probably remember that a cassette has like an A side and a B side. When the A side was finished, you had to take it out of the cassette player, turn it around and put it back in to play the other side. But this cassette deck has this feature that you can just change the direction, so you can change the A side and the B side on the fly just by the press of a button. And I'm going to use that feature while I'm sampling this. So I set this to 20 seconds recording time here. So I'm going to fast forward to a random spot on the cassette and record for about 10 seconds, and then change the direction and record about 10 seconds on the other side of the cassette. And that is the material I'm going to use for the beat. An ornament. That's it. Okay, so I have my sample now, and it's two different recordings in one. So I'm just gonna extract one portion out of it and then delete that part from the other one. So now I have two different recordings. I do that because then I can chop them up separately. I have the chops that I want. I think that I'm gonna use now, and I'm just trying to get the popping sound away by fine-tuning the sample start point. And then the other one. And here I'm trying to, I'm chopping at the, when the music kind of, the chord or whatever it is, kind of changes. I think that that last one is the one I'm going to mess around with first. I think I'm gonna slow it down. or speed it up. No. I'm gonna pitch it down. There's a lot of noise. Maybe I could put a low pass filter on there. I'm not really sure. Let's try the other one. And then I'm gonna put a low pass filter on this one as well. Maybe I don't know what to do right now. There's no real good idea popping into my head right now. So maybe I should just move on, and add some drums. Alright, so I have some drums now that I can... It's not the final drums, but I have something that I can work around. I'm gonna turn the tempo up. Mess around with tempo. This is one of those samples that they're not giving you anything for free, you know? I think I might have to use like this sample as like kind of a background thing, and then kind of build my own stuff on top. Let's try to put some processing on there and see if there's anything that kind of inspires me, I guess. Turning up the flutter. A one note repeat with the flutter on it. Let's see if I can put some reverb to kind of get it back into some space. So what I'm doing is that I'm default reverb and I turn down the room size and reverb time and the mix to taste, and I'm going to cut the low frequencies out. What if I try to put them into 16 levels? This one has like a kind of a cool end. There's another set of strings that come in this stereo field. I think I'm gonna use this one. And then something else at the end. Is it a little too fast maybe? Yeah, it is. I'm kind of waiting for the breakthrough right now to figure out how I'm gonna flip this. Let's make the loop super short. I think I'm gonna do that to compensate for the missing beat, because I don't want to go above 100 BPM. That's like my limit. Sometimes I go over, but I usually don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna use the note repeat, I think. Set the note repeat to 16 notes. 16. Still missing something here. Maybe if I slow down the sample a little bit more. Maybe that will work. Let's put a reverb on that. Same as before, turning down the room size. Mix a little bit. Maybe there can be a little bit more flutter on there. Or distortion. I'm gonna change the drums now, and I think that's gonna be the base of the beat. So I'm kinda, since I used the note repeat for the sample, I kind of feel like I have to be in kind of that theme. I don't have to be, but that's the vibe that I'm kind of getting. And so I'm gonna use the kick drum with note repeat. Maybe I'll double, now that I have the length to 2 bars, I can like double the length again. So what now? Maybe I should save the project. Now that I actually have made something. Maybe I should do the bass next. That's what I feel like doing, at least. So that's what I should do. Sometimes I like to turn up the volume of the drums so that I can hear the kick drum better, because the bass has to link up with the kick drum somehow. There's a bass line. Not sure I'm a huge fan of it, but there's a bass line. I know there's already strings in the sample, but I kind of like the have some kind of, I don't know, background stuff. So I'm trying out different sounds that might be better than the violins, since there are already violins in there. That sounds okay, I guess. I think I'm gonna add that. Trying to blend it in the background a little bit. I'm using the effects in the MELLOTRON plugin. I think that will work for now. Maybe I'll change the chorus, I mean the reverb effect and stuff later for a more high quality one. I want a sound that kind of cuts through everything. I'm not really sure what that should be, or it could be. Maybe I have some sample pack that I could use. Okay, we're definitely stepping into kind of weird territory, but I have this key group instrument that I made a long time ago. It's actually made from a metal sound, that kind of squeaky metal sound that was kind of tonally nice, and that I recorded years ago, and I turned it into this kind of vinyl sounding instrument, and maybe that will fit. I don't know. Put some delay on there, and that's gonna add like some kind of a nice texture thing, I guess. A little bit dub. Reverb back on. I like sometimes to mute the sample to see how everything that you made around the sample sounds alone without the sample. If that didn't have a sample in it, I was probably going to, which I'm gonna do, add this string sample. I think I might add a low pass filter on that one. Not too much. then of course some flavor flutter. I forgot to add effects on the drum. I always add some lo-fi bullshit to my head. I just want to mention that I have a sample pack out that is lo-fi jazz solo sessions. It is piano and Rhodes improvisations, and it is been received pretty well, so I hope that you will check it out at the link. I think you can still get it at a discount. It is pretty cheap. It's only 20 bucks, and if you are fast you can get it for 15. So that's a no-brainer. So take a listen to it and make sure to get that fast if you want a discount. So now for the beat, and I have pretty much two beats. Is one that I have with the sample on, and another one without the sample. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with that, but if I remove the sample, that's a different story. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.